Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know?
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Raquel,
I'm Jake.
and this is
Don't You Know?
Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into updates for the podcast. So since this will probably be coming out at the beginning of next month,
Okay.
we're recording it kind of at the end of it. So let's go ahead and say who won for most downloads for that month.
All right, who we got?
And it's a tie
Ooh.
between New York and California.
Ah, cool. I thought you were going to say and Georgia, but nope, we're out.
You guys were close. You guys
Okay.
tied for, I guess, third, since first is tied.
That makes you feel better than tying for third.
Well, because when you have someone tie for first, right, that counts as first and second position,
Oh, I
right?
see. Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
So, like, well, if you're going to say
Yeah.
both won first, then you tied for second.
There's a tie and then another tie.
Yeah.
So runner-up or third.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, New York and California and Georgia and everybody else.
Yeah. If this makes you feel any better, though, I know we had previously talked about how we should look to see who has the most downloads overall the
Uh-huh.
whole time that we've done it.
Ooh,
And
how's
Georgia
that?
has the most downloads.
Darn
by kind of
tootin'
like a lot.
straight. Cool.
It was 166 to 142.
Just peachy.
So over like 20. Yeah, over 20.
Nice. Well, we thank you all for listening, whether you're in a winning country or state or not. You're all winners in my book.
And then we didn't have any new countries. So let's do updates, I guess, in our lives then.
Updates in our lives. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so updates in my life. I've pretty much been working as usual. My floors are still ripped up, but we have paint samples. We're going to buy paint tomorrow. We have flooring chosen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the house all set back up. It's going to be nice around here. I'm not looking forward to painting because it's a lot of work. And honestly, I'm not good at painting. I don't know how. But that's what's going on.
Okay.
How about you?
For me, not too much. Father's Day was last weekend.
Yeah.
Which, of course, after this comes out, will be 2 weekends ago. So I spent time with my dad. I got some mystery boxes for Funko Pops, and one of them was actually one of the top prize. I was like, awesome! That's not one of the top
Nice.
prizes I wanted,
Oh,
so I'm not. I'm gonna sell it.
oh, I
But
gotcha.
what's nice though is that one pop made back all the money I spent on the mystery box. So I bought 4 of them, and they were like cheap mystery boxes. They were only like $12. So I spent about $52 after taxes. And they were all like duds. They were only like $5 ones.
Oh.
But except for the one, which was one of the top prizes. The top prize was $85.
Are you likely to sell the $5 ones?
Possibly, because they're not like super, super common ones. So someone might see it and be like, okay, yeah, sure, because I've never seen this one before. Well, maybe not, I've never seen one before, but like I don't see this one very often.
Yeah.
Versus like some of the ones that are $5, everyone has. Everyone's trying to sell it.
Yeah.
So, and then of course the other top prize is $85. So 3 of them were $5 ones, so like it's $15. That one's $85. So like $100 there. Spent $52. So I made probably close to a $50 profit.
Gotcha.
If I sell it all for those prices. And film-wise, media-wise, let's see. I finally kind of got tired of Vampire Diaries.
Too much. How many
Orig-
seasons did you get? Including, what's the other one called?
Originals.
The originals.
So let's see. I had to pull up my Netflix. I'm not even sure what season I'm on anymore.
Does
I
it
think
tell
I'm on
you how
season-
many hours you have? Because I'm more interested in that.
how many hours I have invested into this.
Yeah.
I would have to do the math.
Like
to
when
do
I
that.
play
It
a
would-
video game, if you buy a game and it's kind of an okay game, you should get like 10 to 12 hours out of it. But if you really like a game, I've spent 60 hours in like Fallout. Like my best games are like 300 or 400 hours. And some people spent thousands.
So I'm over halfway done with season 7 of Vampire Diaries. I'm on episode 16 on season 7, and then they have one more season after that, which
Those
is
are big
16 seasons. Well, yeah, it's got 22 in season 7, and then season 8 has 16. So I'm almost done with Vampire Diaries.
That is so
And then
many.
with the originals, I'm on season 3, episode 19, and this one only has 22 episodes for season 3, and then they have season 4 and season 5.
I
So I'm
gotcha.
like I'm getting pretty close to the end, but that's a lot. 7, like, I've basically finished season 7 and season 4. 3. So, that's like 10 seasons right there.
Yeah, that's a ton of seasons. That's a ton of episodes. You put in a good run. I'd say, yeah, you've earned a break.
Yeah. So, I decided to watch a new Netflix, I think it's a Netflix original. It's on Netflix, called The Floor is Lava.
Oh, yeah. What is this about? Well, I want to say real quick that you have experience. So, like, these episodes in the characters' lives are over months and weeks and years, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So you've experienced more of their lives than the characters have. In a shorter amount, I mean.
Yeah.
That's wild. I guess that's a lot of media, though.
Some of the reason why I kind of, like, it wasn't only that I was just tired, it was just because, like, Matt Donovan, like, I kind of liked him at first, and now he's getting to the point where he's just like, I hate him. And I'm like, so I just didn't feel like watching it anymore, because I knew it was going to have him more, and it was just going to make me keep hating him. And, like, he's like the, the good guy, small town, crappy,
okay, I'm looking at him.
Crappy, parents.
Looks like he's a cop.
Well, not at the time, no. He is now, but, he's actually mayor now. In the beginning, he's just, captain of the football team.
Oh, I see him in high school. I got a picture here.
Try to take care of the older sister that's on drugs and stuff like that. Tries to take care of the mom when the mom actually ever does show up and all this stuff. And, he's just a small town guy. He's just going to have kind of like a small town life and, get married, have kids, blah, blah, blah. He's that type of person. It's really hard not to like that kind of person. He always trying to do the best he can, do good. He's human, so he can only do so much. And then he gets to the point where he starts to kind of feel useless in a way, honestly. Because he's got all these people dying. He can't save anyone, because she's just a human, and he starts to blame everything on vampires, and he starts to get this, like, really big hate for vampires, and he's got other people who have this kind of hate for vampires, who are like, you're human, why are you siding with the vampires? It's us versus them, and so he starts to get into this mindset that it's us versus them. But the thing is some of his best friends are vampires, so it's kind of like, he hasn't completely just started, like, killing all the vampires, but he's getting to that point where he's, like, that line that he's drawn where he's like, oh, these are my friends, is kind of getting blurred to the point where they're vampires, that's it. And it's like, I hate you, like, you're ridiculous. Because I kind of had this thing where it's like, that's your friends, and you can't, like, hate vampires if your best friends are vampires.
Yeah, you're gonna let this one character, not even a character, well, I guess, is it a character trait? This one feature ruin all of your friendship or whatever. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, I mean, like, half of them didn't choose to become vampires, and half of them are consistently trying to, like, do good and to kill the other vampires that are coming into town killing people. And in his mindset, it's like, well, the only reason why the vampires are even coming into town is because of you guys. And it's like, the humans have done just as much stuff, too. They have killed so many people, and sometimes they have this mindset, which is where he's starting to get, where it's kind of like, I have to kill the vampires. If a couple people die, then at least the vampires die, and I saved so many more people because the vampires died. Now they can't kill anyone else. And it's like, their friends drink from blood bags. Yes, they have killed some people, and some of that is like they have the ability to turn off their humanity, which means they just do whatever they feel like, and they have killed people that way. But it's kind of like you have humans who go and, like, get drunk and then go out and drive, or they text and drive, and they can kill people doing that too.
Yeah, don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, very important.
So, and he actually has drove drunk, and it's like, you're no better, like, what the heck?
Call an Uber.
So I've gone to the one, and he's a cop. He was drunk driving.
You should know better. I saw this one video of a rookie cop arresting the chief of police who was drunk driving. He's like, do you know who I am? Your career is over. And he's like, I'm sorry, sir. I have to do my job. I have to uphold the law. I have a sworn oath. And he arrested his police officer, his chief. I don't know where he's at now, but I saw that video. That's a lawful good character right there.
Yeah, so I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, I don't like this guy, and I know he's just going to cause even more problems. Like, it's kind of to the point where he started to, and then there's a couple incidents where he does this or that, and you're kind of like, now I can tell, like, it's getting to the point where he's going to be really bad, and it's like...
Yeah, it started to become an issue.
And the thing is I've seen Legacy, so I know he still lives. That's how I know he becomes mayor.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you've already spoiled. You're watching the prologue.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, you can watch something and, hope someone dies in the show, and you're like, oh, yes, but there's a difference where you're watching and you hate this person and you wish they would like die in the show, but I can't do that because I know he won't.
You're just like, oh, I know we're stuck with him.
I know we're stuck with him. I know he lives throughout the whole thing.
That's funny.
And he doesn't, and I could tell he doesn't get much better, because now that I know him, I remember what he was in like the Legacies.
He's a jerk in the second show.
I remember that he's not like that bad, but yeah, he's still pretty bad. It's kind of like
nice.
You never get better.
I was gonna say, when you mentioned blood bags, I all of a sudden was reminded of True Blood, which I totally forgot about. But we used to watch that a little bit back in the day.
I watched it in college.
I just stuck around for an episode or two. I wasn't that interested.
Were you with us when we watched it?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes. I would mainly heckle it while y'all watched, and you were kind of jokingly watching it too. But I could tell y'all were interested.
Are you sure? Because we watched it freshman year.
Maybe you watched it again, or maybe it was the other crew I was hanging out with, but I'm pretty sure it was y'all. No, you know what? Actually, I think I'm mistaken. I think that it was the other group I was with. They put it on, and we were all heckling it. But somebody, I think it was Ellie, was watching it legit, and then you had mentioned it and maybe put it on an episode or so. I don't remember. It might have been a party or something.
Yeah, well, because I remember us watching it freshman year because we were up in the freshman, like, lounge area, and Candace was watching it with us.
Sorry, for her viewers, I was a senior in high school then. A year behind.
Yeah. Jacob's a year behind us. But Candace watched it with us. And Candace... No, did she hang out with us? We had Adriana and Candace both watching it with us. And Adriana didn't hang out with us as much sophomore year because she... Yeah, she was an RA. So she was like completely on the other side of campus. And then Candace didn't hang out with us as much junior year because she became an RA. We still hung out and stuff like that, but just not as much as because they had to kind of be more towards their dorm rooms than we did. So when we were hanging out in our dorm ways, they had to be at their place because they were residents.
Or they were on call or something. And they got a reputation.
But we watched True Blood because we went to the library, and the library had like all seasons on the DVD or whatever. So we went through so many. But maybe we didn't finish it freshman year. Maybe we started watch like the last season sophomore year, and that's maybe where you watched it with us.
I thought it was like like you rewatched it or something for just like old time's sake. It was like season 1, episode 1. But I might
don't think
mistaken.
It was that good to rewatch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's probably like a season 5. Anyways, okay, go.
My point was, I was just reminded of True Blood, and that was kind of a funny show.
Okay, I want to talk about Floor Lava real quick, though, because that is what I actually started to watch, and I actually finished the whole season. It's not that many episodes. They're only 30 minutes long, so it's pretty cool.
What, is it fiction or non-fiction? Is this like a game show, or is this like a drama?
It's a game show.
Okay.
And as you can imagine, the point of the game is to get from one side of the room to the other without touching the floor, because the floor is lava.
So is this like normal people, or is this like American Gladiator kind of people?
Nah, these are normal people.
Okay.
They're in teams of usually 3, and there are 3 teams. And whoever can get the most people across, and if there's a tie, then whoever can get over the fastest. So, here's the big thing though. There is no floor. They have this room filled with 80,000 gallons of lava.
Okay.
I thought it was water, but I think it's more like slime.
It's like the Nickelodeon slime thing.
Well, because
that's fun.
I thought it was water, but you would see they like have little jets or whatever underneath, and so they can shoot it up in the air. It covers all the furniture and stuff like that. So they're slipping and sliding everywhere, and you don't tend to you can slip on water, but not to that extreme.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's almost more like a slimy, not quite as thick as Nickelodeon.
Some sort of gelatinous oil based.
Yeah.
I'm Googling it.
But it's not the best thing ever. But it's definitely entertaining, especially since these people are jumping from one thing to the next, and they're face planting and belly flopping.
Oh, I see. It does look like lava. Oh, and they do they scream and act it out when they fall in?
Yes, they have to scream and act it out when they fall
That's
in.
Funny.
So they're you have oh no.
So if you get in, do you get another chance, or are you just out? You're done.
No, you're done. That's it.
That's funny.
You fall into the lava. That's it. You dead. And the rest of your team has to act like you died.
That's funny. So I could watch like an episode of this, I think, but you're watching like what you watch the whole season. You really like it.
So, okay, here's the thing. Okay, so it's not like the best thing ever, but it's definitely like entertaining to the point. Like I said, because it's fun to watch them try to jump from one object to another, and sometimes like face plant.
I've seen this one lady do monkey bars under a hanging canoe that's upside down.
Yep.
That looks really intense.
Mm-hmm. Especially since it's swinging back and forth. I've watched some of them, they're doing like the monkey bars or whatever. Because they also have one that's like a pan rack.
Oh, a guy just slid down a pyramid.
Yeah.
It's a what?
They have like a pan rack thing that hangs up above, and they use that as a monkey bars too. And it's just like swinging everywhere. So then you try to go dismount. So you like swing to dismount, but then of course the thing is swinging too.
Yeah. You know what I just thought about? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm trying to think, like, how many of these are, like, unbeatable, or, like, some of these look really hard. And it reminds me of, like, obviously people are going to compare this to Wipeout, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar show. But this seems more serious. I like the tone of this show a lot more. I just watched a little Facebook video about it. I always think about, a lot of the stuff on Wipeout looks pretty hard. Like, really ridiculously hard. But the punching wall, you know what I'm talking about? All the gloves that punch out of the holes?
Uh-huh.
I feel like that one's super hard because you could run through it as fast as you can. Sounds obvious, but you're gonna get decked and it's gonna knock you out balance. I think your best way to do that is to like watch all of the episodes, find the pattern, and memorize it.
That's if it has a pattern.
It has to. It's programmed. I think that's the way to do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up later. Anyway.
But the point would be, like, if they have it programmed for the whole day for it to go through, you would have to know what time, like, what round you were in.
Yeah, you'd have to watch it for, like, you have to, I imagine you could see the other people going, and you could just watch the person ahead of you.
Yeah.
It'd take some crazy, like, brain work, for sure. That's wild.
And I don't think the program goes through until, like, you get there, and they're like, okay, hit start on the program. Yeah,
they might have, like, a code of the day or something where they put in, like, okay, 24. That's today's number, and then it, like, applies a variable.
So, that's it. The Floor's Lava, I definitely, like, it's good, it's entertaining. You could kind of, like, watch it, like, here and there. You don't have to, like, sit in front of the screen and watch it the whole time. Some people on there are annoying, but you get that a lot with game shows. It doesn't matter.
They tell them to act up.
But you watch it and you kind of go, I kind of want to do that. I would never be able to do it, but I kind of I wish I could try.
You trained?
Yeah, if I trained. Anyways, okay, so that's me for media always. What about you?
Yesterday, Deanna and I watched Get Out. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have.
It's so good. It was awesome.
It is.
That was a great movie. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but it's really good. The drama was really well done. I had been avoiding spoilers, and so I managed to watch it without knowing what was going on. Yeah, I know. It's a popular show. No, I managed to avoid the spoilers, and we watched it. She's like, you want to watch it? I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Okay. I know it's like a serious movie, so I'm going to watch it. Oh, it's so funny. It's not intended to be funny, but some of the parts are pretty funny. And like, there are scenes where it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so uncomfortable, but very good movie. And the acting is phenomenal. Some of those scenes, I was talking to Deanna about this, some of those scenes where they have to act out, like, so I'm not going to spoil, but they've got like conflicting emotions, if you will, and them being able to act and just like express those facial features and those like, you don't know how to take them. There's these two characters that I'm thinking of. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. It was phenomenal acting. Like, I could not do what they do. Yeah. Like, to think about it and make myself like make those expressions, I couldn't do it. They're phenomenal. It was really, really impressive. I didn't like either of their characters. It was very impressive. So good movie. Bravo. And another interesting thing is that I think they're most famous for Key and Peele. I don't really like Key and Peele that much. I don't find them that funny. Sorry guys if you're listening. I respect you for what you do. You're not my style of humor. Most of the time. They got a few sketches. They got one about the African warlord. So funny. That one's all up my alley. Most of their stuff is just kind of like a chuckle for me. It obviously wasn't a comedy. It was very serious, and he did a fantastic job. I think Jordan Peele, he did a great job. It was such a good movie. I recommend it if you're listening.
Another really good movie that you might like. It's honestly, like, I think it's got the same producers, but it has kind of the same feel. It's called The Intruder.
The Intruder. Okay. Deanna was saying the movie Us.
Us is good too.
Which is also by Jordan Peele. I haven't seen it though. I saw a scene from it. I'm looking up The Intruder. What you got?
So The Intruder it's got Dennis, what's his name? Dennis Quaid, something like that?
Quaid?
Yeah. He's the owner of this really beautiful home. And he sells it. His wife had passed, so he sold it. And a couple move in, and he kind of like still comes over. He keeps coming over. He take care of the grass and lawn and all that stuff. And they're like, well, thanks,
That's
but
weird.
like don't like
We like our privacy more than we like the service.
Yeah, and so, but basically, and then he would, if they tried to do anything to the home, he's like, what are you doing? And they're like, this is our home, this is what we...
Yeah, we want to knock out this wall.
And so basically, he still kind of believes the home is his, and he kind of starts to go crazy. Well, not starts to, he probably already was crazy.
Oh yeah, he's just starting to snap.
But basically, he kind of he intrudes on the house. It's a psychological thriller. It's really good.
Nice. All right, I guess enough about media.
We are very far into the recording. Let's go ahead and start our topic then. Our topic is, so you guys are probably going, mornings? Why is this topic called mornings? Like, what about the mornings? Well, we're going to be focusing mostly on, basically kind of getting up in the mornings. If you get up in the morning, sometimes you get up in the evening, but we're going to focus on the mornings.
Well, yeah, that's true. Some
people work
waking
at night,
up.
so they
Maybe
don't
we
get
should
them
call
in
it
the
waking
day.
up.
So, well, no, because this is going to be mostly focused on mornings.
Okay.
Because, waking up in the afternoon or whatever is kind of a whole different, almost feels like a whole different topic. And so I'd rather focus just on the morning.
Okay.
And because most people do have a 9-to-5 job in the morning.
Standard normal person wakes up at what time? I guess this will open up the discussion. I was gonna say a number, but I'm interested in. I have my number in my head. What's your number? What's the average person wake up at?
I definitely know mine is not normal. I wake up.
Yeah, you're not. You're very, very early.
So, and actually, kind of what goes in with this too is kind of let's come back to that one because there's a couple questions I want to ask before that kind of relate to that.
Okay, sure.
Because one of them is one of the questions I have. Do you have a backup alarm?
Okay, that's a popular topic I thought we'd talk about. I have a single alarm. It goes off. Sometimes it doesn't even wake me up. I'll just wake up before it does. But I got one single alarm and I just turn it off. I know there's people who have 50 alarms at 5-minute intervals. I'm not one of those because I cannot go back to sleep. I'll be up and I'll be like, I'm gonna oversleep, or I only have 14 minutes now.
Okay, so you don't hit snooze or anything like that.
Nope.
You have your alarm and that's it.
Well, every once in a while, I'll be like, I'm fortunate enough that I have a flexible schedule at work. So if I come in a little late, my supervisor, we're supposed to be there routinely every day at the same time, and I usually am. But if you're 15 minutes late, nobody's going to be on you. You just stay 15 minutes late and make it up. Bottom line is, if I want to sleep in, and I'm like, okay, just 15 more minutes, I'll set it 15 minutes, and I will get up at the second alarm. I don't fight it.
So for me, I have usually 3 alarms set.
Okay.
I have the one I have set up, which is super early, and it's I use it so that I have the option to get up and do stuff if I want.
Uh-huh.
So that's not my actual time to get up. That's if I have if I'm not that sleepy or whatever, I can get up, I could do some stuff. Then I have my actual alarm to get up. Then I have another alarm that's my paranoid alarm that I'm afraid that will oversleep the other one.
Oh, it's okay, you should be at your desk chair by now. Let's just make sure kind of alarm.
Yeah, it's you need to get up at this time or else you won't have enough time to get ready and get to work on time. And I'm one of those people that I don't like to be late ever. I come to work almost 15 minutes early. So one of my it's only happened once or twice actually in my whole no, probably 2 or 3 times in my whole life where my alarm didn't go off or I overslept or whatever, or I didn't hear my alarm. But I'm still always super paranoid that I will sleep through one of my alarm or not hear it or it won't
That's
go
the
off.
worst feeling, is when you're having the nicest sleep, the nicest dream, and you're just relaxing, and you go, it's a Tuesday and I thought it was a Saturday. You bolt right up and it's 10:45. That's not a good feeling.
Yeah, so I have 3 alarms, and 2 of them are only ones I really actually truly use. So that's why I was I wanted to kind of talk about that first, because so you get your one alarm, you get up and do your things.
I don't have a lot of time, and I'm sure we'll talk about routine. It takes me about 15 minutes to get ready. I normally sleep. I was gonna ask. I normally shower in the evenings. Do you shower evenings or mornings, or do you fluctuate?
That was one of my questions too. Okay, so I've changed. It depends, especially since my aunt and uncle are having all the stuff on those ceilings taken down.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes my other uncle is the one that's doing it, him and Tom.
Yeah, and you live in a shared space, which is a big part of that answer as well.
Yeah, so I prefer taking my showers at night, but sometimes, like, if they're all here, then I won't take it, or sometimes my cousin Gabby gets in the shower before I do. She takes a little bit longer, so I'm kind of like, I don't really want to wait, I'd rather just go to bed, when I get up in the morning, everyone else is not up. So I don't have to compete to try to get into the shower. So if I can't take a shower at night, no big deal, I'll just take it in the morning. I prefer to take it at night because I prefer to feel clean when I go into bed.
That makes sense.
I can see the appeal for a shower. Because when I take showers in the morning, I do feel way more awake than I do when I don't.
Yeah, I've heard that. And that's my girlfriend takes showers in the morning, and that's her argument, is that she feels more awake. But for me, I like to sleep better. I feel like if I'm clean, I'm going to sleep better through the night. Whereas if I'm dirty and sticky, by the end of the day, like, I'm not going to feel comfortable in my sheets. Because if you do that every night, I feel like my sheets are going to be dirty. And obviously you got to wash your sheets regularly. But I just feel like I'd rather be clean going into my nice, clean sheets. And it also helps me relax. Because you take the shower and the warm thing relaxes all your muscles. And then I feel really relaxed going into I like to shower when I get home from work. So I'm just clean all night. I can relax, wear my pajamas. And that's my ideal. So for me, waking up, and this is a big lead into my morning routine, I don't shower in the mornings. I get up, I throw some clothes on. It's not hard for me to get dressed. And I'll brush my teeth and do my hair. It's not hard to do my hair. I'm out in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
From like the pillow to the door, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and see, for me, I like to, I can get ready in like 15 minutes. I usually choose to take my morning slower and not be like, okay, brush your teeth, restroom, clothes, okay, out the door.
That makes sense.
I choose to usually give myself 45 minutes, and a lot of times I'm ready, and I just I don't really have anywhere to sit, so I lay back down in bed. I would probably sit on a couch if I had my own place and had my own couch. I would sit on the couch. But since I don't, I just lay back down in the bed, play a couple games on my phone or whatever, and then I go, because usually I finish early.
Now that's a good point, is having your time to do your own things. But that's the thing, even in my 15 minutes, I'm still allocating about 5 minutes to kind of just like look around for like, oh, where are my socks or whatever. Or just
see, I don't want to just like have the 5 minutes to look around for socks or whatever. I want to actually like be able to like lay down or sit down and do something,
check
like
your
on
Facebook
my phone or whatever, play a game.
Yeah, fair enough. What about breakfast?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's go back to the other question though real quick, which is what time you get up at. Because the whole reason why I kind of wanted to wait on that one was because I want to ask about, kind of what time you getting, like how long it takes you to get ready kind of thing and all that stuff. Because like I said, for me, I have the one time, which is the time that if I want to do anything before going to work, that's the time I would wake up. And then I have the time of what time you get up, and you have to get up or else you're going to be late to work kind of thing. Yeah. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about that first. So what time I have set is 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock.
a.m.
Yeah, a.m. My lights turn on and my fan turns off because I have that all set on a timer.
Man, I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. some nights.
Yeah, and 3 a.m. comes around, my lights and all that stuff turns off, my alarm goes off like a minute later after all that turns off and turns on, and then that's when I decide, do I want to actually get up to do, a quick workout, or to edit the podcast, or whatever that might be.
You're so driven. Amazingly motivated. You're an inspiration to us all.
I have it so that I have the option. Do I take that option is the point. And I haven't lately.
That's all right. If you do it even once, that's a net positive, right? You can't do negative work, so hey, just do it when you can.
There you go. Yeah. If I don't choose to do that, and if I don't have to take a shower in the morning, then I will usually get up around 4:30.
4:30, okay. But as you said, you're pretty abnormal, because to me, that's really, really, really early.
Okay, so but see, the thing also is, that's just right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm driving to work.
Yeah, how long is your commute?
About 30 minutes.
Now, is that car and bus?
No.
So it's 30 minutes to the bus station.
So at 5:20, I leave the house, and I drive to work. That's what I'm doing right now, because they're giving us a parking pass. Now, when I took the bus, I had to leave the house at 4:45.
I see.
So I wasn't getting up at 4:30. I was getting up at like 4 on those days. But now that I don't have to take the bus right now, I'm getting up at 4:30.
I see. That's brutal.
Yeah, so, and it sucks because see how much of a difference just because I take the bus?
Yeah.
Because I have to get to the bus station. I have to drive to the bus station and, it has all the stops. But the point is that one of the bus comes from San Pedro, and when it comes from San Pedro, it's always super crowded. So I have to catch the bus that's before that one, which makes me get to work, like, super early, but...
You'd rather do that.
Yeah, I'd rather be at work super early, sit down, eat, and that's when I eat breakfast, if I eat breakfast at work. Play on my phone or whatever, and then start to work. I'd rather do that than to be shoved on a sardine bus.
Right.
What about you for breakfast? Do you eat breakfast? Okay, if you do eat breakfast, do you eat it at work or at home?
Do you want to answer the wake-up question first?
Oh yeah, go ahead and answer the wake-up question. Oh, and don't you have a thing too?
A thing too?
An article?
Oh yeah, I have an article too. Yeah, we'll just close out wake-up times. I normally wake up at 8:30 a.m. That's when my alarm goes off, and that's usually when I'm up. Sometimes I wake up early, sometimes I wake up at 8:45. Normally I'm waking up around 8:30, and then I have the option to snooze until 8:45. So I kind of I have 30 minutes, but I normally take 15, because I just get up at 8:45. That's pretty late for a lot of people, and that's honestly kind of late for my job too. I've thought about switching it back earlier to sunrise, because that sounds really poetic and nice, and I think that's a right way to go. Biologically, I feel like we waking up with the sun, there's a lot of you get your nutrients and stuff, but it takes me 8 minutes to get to work, and I usually swing through Panera to get a bagel and a coffee, and that takes me an extra about 8 minutes, and so it's 15 minutes for me to get from my house to work with the bagel, and then I'll butter that real fast, and cream cheese, scarf it down while I check my emails, and that's my morning routine, and by then I'm good to go.
So you're eating breakfast at work?
Yeah, but it's really on the side. It takes me no time to gobble it down and put it up. My computer's so slow and I'm getting a new computer, so I'm gonna have to eat my bagel faster. By the time I'm done checking emails, my bagel's gone. It's just perfect timing. It's part of my routine. And I'll change it up. Sometimes I won't get a bagel, I'll get a breakfast burrito or something, but that's my morning routine. I'm on edisonresearch.com, and this is a 2015 article by Meg Lazovic, and it's Edison's Research's Wake Me Up study, commissioned by the Country Radio Seminar, provided us with many insights on Americans, including when they start their day. If you're hoping to capture your morning audience, look at the graphic below. Okay, this is interesting. So this is people listening to the radio. This is from that angle. When did you wake up this morning? Is a nice colorful graphic. It looks like 23% of Americans is the highest percent, and they wake up between 6 and 6:30 a.m. So that's your mean. Is it mean? No, it's your mode of this sample data is 23 at 60 to 6:30.
I am at the 8%.
Oh, you're looking at it now. Yeah, there's a small percentage, and that's actually the beginning. It's before 5 a.m., so that could be anyone from 3 to 4 to 5.
That's a very small margin for such a large thing.
There's a little bump at 5 to 5:30. It goes back down at 5:30 to 6. It's a big jump at 6 to 6:30. I think that's a good time to start the day, and usually it's between 6 and 6:30. Sometimes it pushes up to 7 when the sun rises. That's what I was saying, and I actually had a calendar thing on Google Calendars that would say when it was a dynamic calendar that tells me when the sun rises, and I'm trying to work myself into where I wake up like that. I think that's what I should do. I just stay up too late.
So where that bump is, where it says 5 to 5:30, you know the reason why for that bump, right?
It's probably people who have to be to work by 6.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people have to be at work at 7.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. It's also kind of interesting because they should it's kind of a weird one. I think they should go, okay, if you wake up at 5:30, do you add yourself to the 5 to 5:30, or do you add yourself to the 5:30 to 6? I feel you would add yourself to the latter half and round up.
Yeah.
But I feel it should be 4:45 to 5:15. Of course, that's a lot more confusing. That's a weird one. It should be between 5 to 5:50, 5 to 5:59 or something.
5 to 5:29.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so most people are at 6, and maybe I'll switch my thing accordingly. What time do you go to bed, though? That's also kind of a flip side of this whole topic.
I am varying about bedtimes. I like to try to, a lot of times will come 8:30. I'll be okay, good night. But doesn't mean actually I'm going to bed at that time.
You're just lying in bed looking at memes.
Yeah, I end up, going into my... I like to try to be ready for bed at 8:30, so that way I can fall asleep if I have the I can be able to fall asleep. Doesn't mean my body will cooperate with that,
right?
Because I wake up at 3, so if I could go to bed at 8, then that's like 7 hours of sleep right there.
Right.
And that's, kind of ideal. Well, I mean, I guess 8 technically is ideal, but 7's not bad.
Yeah, 7's not bad. I'm getting like 5 to 6 right now. It's really bad.
So I would, I like to go to bed, like try to like be on my way to bed at 8. I don't usually actually fall asleep until probably like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And that just depends, like, because I will kind of, be on my phone or whatever, but sometimes I'm just like, cannot fall asleep. Sometimes I'll even like, just, if people are like texting me or whatever, I'll just like, kind of like, I'm trying to go to bed. Don't look at it. Sleep, Raquel. Sleep, Raquel.
You better put it on silent.
So I don't want to do that. My mom does that sometimes.
Why
It's like
not?
if someone's important and trying to like phone call you or whatever. Because shoot, my brothers and stuff
What
like
is
that half
more
the time they
important than your
wait until
sleep?
Family.
Family is not more important than your sleep.
Oh damn, Jacob! I hope your family still listens. Not anymore after this.
No, I mean, yeah, I know. That's a good point. I guess I would just have to wake up in the morning to an emergency.
Okay, so now we've done a lot of discussions. We need to do some don't you knows.
Okay, don't you know, morning people are always have more of an ego than night owls.
Really? You think so?
Think about this. So if you have somebody, if you're at a party and somebody wants to stay up later than you and you're like, hey, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed. Assuming you're not in middle school and they're not going to draw obscene things on your head. A night person's going to be like, all right, man, yeah, I got a blanket and I got stuff. I'll hook you up. You can crash. You have a good night, You ever had like somebody come in and go, hey, come on, it's morning. Come on, time to wake up. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Rising. And they're opening the blinds. They're like pulling the covers. Like, come on, we got to go. A morning person judges you if you're not a morning person. A night owl will be like, yeah, dude, go to bed. It's like 3 a.m. You're fine. I'll be up another 30 minutes anyway.
I don't know about all that.
I'm just joking. But there's something to that.
No, yeah, there is some truth to that, but you also have the outliers because, like, because I get up so early, I am one of those people that do get up early.
Yeah.
And now I don't prefer to get up early. I prefer to stay up all night and get up late in the afternoon, but because of work, no longer am I able to do that. 7:30 is like basically the latest time I can sleep in.
Now, I can get up early if I have to. If we're doing something and I have to be up at 5 or 6, I'm totally down and I actually enjoy that on occasion. It shakes me up. I can do it. I just don't have to and don't choose to.
No, I'm not saying about I can do it. I'm saying because I get up early, I can't sleep in past a certain time.
That's what I was going to ask. The follow-up question is, what about weekends? Where do you sleep? Not where.
Like the latest I can usually sleep is like 7:30. Sometimes I can sleep a little bit later, but for the most part, 7:30 usually is about the time I can't sleep past.
I'll normally get up with my internal clock around 8:30 a.m. But if on weekends, I'll often stay up super late and then I'll sleep until noon, which is bad for my sleep cycle. But yeah, YOLO.
Even though I'm getting up early, even on the weekends, I'm not going around and like waking up my cousin or whatever who sleeps really late.
I was going to ask about that too. In your shared house, what's it like you getting up at 4 a.m.?
I just get up and I'm in my room for the most part, doing whatever. I'll go brush my teeth or whatever in the living room, like go get my leftovers. But for the most part, I stay in my room and then I just leave. Like, I don't know, just try to stay quiet and don't like bang pots or whatever.
Right.
I don't make breakfast in the morning because I don't want to make like any noise. So if I want to make breakfast or whatever, I'll make it the night before.
They said you shower in the morning, so it's pretty loud.
Yeah. I guess
once you turn on the water, nobody you'll get used to it real fast. It's just white noise at that point.
Yeah. Honestly, like they're not like light sleepers. My aunt maybe a little bit, but they're not really like light sleepers. So I don't really think they wake up if I take a shower. Don't you know? Girls take longer to get ready.
Yeah, on average, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those girls. But
society kind of persuades and encourages women to wear makeup and to have more beauty standards, for better or worse. So naturally, it's going to take more time. Well, they also like
straighten their hair.
Yeah.
They're like...
Yeah, you all tend to keep it longer. Like, I just cut my hair short because I don't want to have to deal with it. Like, I know that when I have my hair over a certain length, I have to brush it or whatever.
And then you also have, with guys, it's usually like jeans and then a shirt. And usually any shirt goes with jeans, whereas girls are like, okay, I'm wearing this color jeans, so now I have to wear a
Well,
certain color, sure.
I'm not allowed to wear denim jeans at work though. I have to wear like slacks, and so. But I'm too much of a diva to just wear khakis or something. So I've got I've got my brown, I got my green, I got my. It's not even a standard khaki. It's like a dark Euro khaki. I got these mustard ones, and then on casual Fridays, sometimes I'll wear either the. I also got these dark gray slacks that are pretty nice. I'm always like rotating out my pants because my fashions. I make an active attempt. It's subtle, but it's there.
Is that what takes up most of your 15 minutes to get ready in the morning?
No, it's just whichever one's on top, and then I'll grab a shirt to go with it. I got a reversible belt, so I just grabbed the same one. Black or brown today. All right. It's always socks that get me. I need more socks because I've got like 3 or 4 pairs right now, and it's not enough. I'm having to do laundry in the middle of the week. I just need like 50 socks. That would keep me going for a while.
And now that you have a washer, you can do that if you need socks in the middle of the week. Where you were saying before about having a laundromat.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, laundromats are rough.
And then I have one more don't you know, which is don't you know, don't put makeup on in the car.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I would say, try not to do that. That's very, very dangerous.
Okay, I have one last discussion, and then I'll be done.
I have one. It's actually a guess. It just got texted in. Sierra says, setting the alarm away from you so that you have to get up out of bed to turn it off. And that's a good one.
That is a good one. There's, like, so many different alarms out there, too. There's, the alarm that shocks you if you try to hit snooze. There's an alarm that is like a mat alarm, so it doesn't turn off unless you stand up on it.
Oh, wow.
There's an alarm that you have to solve, like, a math problem before it turns off.
Yeah, I've heard of stuff like that. Those, to me, are more annoying than functional. Like, that's a way to just, like, start my day off wrong every single day, rather than to get me up. Because I have the motivation to get myself up.
Yeah. And see, I would love to do the whole alarm thing away from the bed. But since I am the only one that's getting up at 4 o'clock, I don't want my alarm blaring and then it blare until I get up and get not that it would take me long to get up, like I'll hear it, but I don't want it to be going off, but I still have to walk over there to get it. And so while I'm walking over to get over, it's blaring. Yeah,
what happens if you're taking a sick day, you got corona, and now you have to stand up on your mat to get it to stop shouting at you at 4:30 a.m. and you've already called out of work for the next 3 days. 3 days, 2 weeks. Let's be honest. You get COVID. Don't go to work.
Okay, I have one last thing. Working out in the mornings.
It's good. That's a great way to start your day. Have I done it? No. I'm a hypocrite, but I know it's right. I just don't do it.
I wish I could do it. I want to do it. It's really like that's why I have 3 o'clock set so I could do the workout if I choose. And I mean 3 o'clock is so early,
it's
and
so
I can
early.
sleep until 4:30.
I mean, you need like a reflective vest or like lights if you're going out at 4:30 doing cardio or something,
But I have worked out before at 3. We have a stationary bike. I've done that before.
Oh, nice.
I have a fitness boxing game on my Wii. That I can do a workout with that.
Nice.
So I've done both of those before, and I do feel so much more awake and so much more I feel so much better when I do it. And just start your day off right. It feels great. I wish I really had the motivation to do it because it does feel so good, and you're so awake. And then you hop in the shower afterwards, and it wakes you up even more. And you just feel so much more awake throughout the whole day.
It just sets you up. Because it does. It gets your blood pumping, you get your brain moving. There's so many, significant health benefits to it. And if you ever think about, all these people who are oh yeah, these, motivational people and everything, they're always, waking up at 6 a.m. and jogging, a mile every morning and stuff. I think I talked about that in the podcast. It's, probably one of the best things. And I keep saying I'm going to wake up and do a bike ride, and I don't do it.
Yeah. There's times where, I wish I worked later, and so that way I could, go for a run or walk or whatever in the morning.
Oh, yeah, because it's one thing to wake up and go for a jog at 6. It's another thing to wake up at 3 and go for a jog. It's crazy.
Yeah, I will not do that, because it's still dark out. It's
I
not
know,
safe.
It's crazy.
But at the same time, it's I do like that I go into work so early because I get off so early. So it's just kind of one of those give or take. On a normal day, I'll go into work at 6 and I get off at 2:30. 2:30! There's so much more stuff I can do after. Versus going in later, and the thing I get to do before going into work is go for a jog.
Right. Right.
Okay, well, I'm done.
Brush your teeth? in the mornings. It's good.
Isn't that an obvious don't you know? Brush your teeth in the morning.
It's not as obvious as some.
What?
They might be
That's
listening.
crazy.
Now they're going, oh, wow. She said it's obvious.
What?
I feel like a total gross guy.
You should if you don't brush your teeth in the morning. Okay, how about this? On to the brushing your teeth in the morning. Okay, so this obviously doesn't apply for work during the work week because we both eat breakfast at work. But on the weekends, are you brushing your teeth after you eat breakfast or before you eat breakfast?
Depends on how I feel. I don't really pay attention.
I'm always brushing my teeth after I eat. I don't ever brush it before, unless I'm like going out to eat. Then I'll brush my teeth. But if I'm eating at home, I'm not brushing my teeth until after I eat.
I don't know if I want...
Oh no, don't you say anything.
I don't know
you
if
dare.
I want this recorded. I kind of brush as needed. And I've never had a cavity. And my mouth is usually pretty clean. So I think the proof's in the pudding. My teeth are very good. The only damage they've had is when I push, like...
Cracked them on ice.
Yeah, you know. Not ice, wood. It was a roller rink.
Oh, I thought you went... Oh yeah, that's right. You went roller... I thought you went ice skating for some reason.
No, falling on ice would have been better. It would, you put ice on it.
Because it was around your birthday time, so, it's Christmas-ish. Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. So, thanks for listening, guys. Stay tuned for our next episode. Please follow us so that you can get a notification when our next episode is. Subscribe, whatever you're listening on. You can also leave a comment on Podbean or on our YouTube page. Or you can send us an email at don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com. Or you can send us a tweet at don'tyouknowpod. We also would very, very much appreciate if you shared with your friends and families or anyone you want to share with.
Yeah, just find, if you ha-ha-ha'd at any point, you might be sharing that with them. Or you just be like, listen to these losers.
Jacob and his teeth routine.
Yeah. Hey, don't you know, floss. I'm going to floss tonight.
That's very fun. And mouthwash.
Brushing is fighting a never-ending battle against bacteria that create acid byproducts that eat away your teeth. The point of brushing and flossing is to minimize their metabolism by moving them around because they produce less acid for some number of hours after being moved.
Huh. That's interesting. You're not, actually, killing them or anything like that. You're just moving them.
Well, you are. You're exhausting them.
Actually, okay, so ending on this, talking about brushing teeth and stuff, on The Floor is Lava, on, one of the very last episodes, they have these, three, I don't know how to describe them. They're, avocado toast yoga kind of girls. And all three of them said that they start off their day with a tongue scraping.
Well,
I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but apparently it's something like...
It's imagine a toothbrush, but instead of, a bunch of bristles, it's got, a bunch of little rubber nubs instead. And you rub that on your tongue.
Anyways, so apparently you can also do that. I don't know if you use
toothpaste or not.
I do use toothpaste.
No, I meant on the rubber tongue scraper.
Oh, on that. I was like, what's the point of brushing your teeth without toothpaste?
I do use my toothbrush on my tongue, though. That's important. You gotta get all the way back there, too. It's uncomfortable, but...
I brush my tongue, too.
Nice.
But I don't...
You gotta do your tonsils.
I don't get
no,
all
I
the way
don't do
back
that either.
there.
That's just a joke.
Oh, okay. But I never, really considered, they're actually, a tongue scrubbing or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, until next time, guys. See ya.
See ya.